appreciate that. All right. So for chapter 7, called Bad News, and then we'll go and review the chapter 6 questions too, just to kind of talk about summer days. But we'll do that at the end before we read a book. So does anyone think they know how to pronounce that first vocab word? What do you think, Mars?
Envy.
Envy. And does anyone know what envy means? Darwin, you think you know what envy means? You may have also heard the word envious. Do you think you know what envy means, Darwin? Say it one more time.
Jealous.
Jealous, yeah. So if you envy someone, you are jealous of someone. So envy is jealousy. And jealousy is when you want something that someone else has. And you wish you had it too. So for example, this dog, this big dog is jealous, is envious, or envies this little dog for having the big bone when he has a little bone. This woman envies this other woman because her plant looks better than his. This little girl envies this other girl because she has ice cream, but she has an apple. This fish, one fish envies the other fish for having a better fish bowl, okay? Or this little man is hungry, so he envies this guy for having a bigger piece of pie, okay? So did you all write jealousy down for envies? And a picture to show that you want something that someone else has? Like maybe you could draw a little speech bubble saying, I wish I had this too. Something like that. All right. And does anyone think they know how to pronounce the next word? Anyone think they know? What do you think, Scarlett?
Conspress.
Not quite, sweet, but nice try. What do you think, Anthony V?
Conspiracy.
Close. Darwin?
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy. So this isn't actually, but you were close. The word is conspiracy. Has anyone ever heard the word conspiracy? You might have seen this in like movies or something, but a conspiracy is like maybe if you've seen like Marvel movies or superhero movies, it will be a conspiracy. And a conspiracy is a secret plan to do something harmful. So you might draw like evil villains getting together and planning. Like this one would be like a good picture where you have people and maybe they have like mean looks on their faces. And they're saying something like this speech bubble would be a good one to include when it says, now the plan. Yeah, conspiracy would be like a mean idea. I'm not sure how it's George Washington, but so a conspiracy theory or a conspiracy is like people getting together and secretly planning to do something bad, harmful. Yes, Saul.
I think I have a comic book that has that page.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in comics or something there might be conspiracies. Now in chapter 7, the sheep is saying, there's a regular conspiracy around here to kill you at Christmas time. So that's maybe a little hint about what's to come in chapter 7, bad news. The sheep is the one that says the word conspiracy. And there's a secret plan on the Zuckerman farm. Okay. Does anyone think they know the next word? How to pronounce it? What do you think, Aaliyah?
Pestering?
Pestering, yeah. Now, especially if you have a younger sibling, or some of you might be doing this to your parents from time to time. Yep, pester, it means to bother, okay? So if you pester someone, you bother them, you annoy them. So, for example, we were talking about how we detest flies. Remember that word detest? When you like really don't like flies. Darwin, keep your chats on task, please. So I detest flies because they pester me. They bother me. Maybe some of you during this time of staying at home are sort of being pestering from time to time. If you annoy or poke, or if you say, please, 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 please. Or maybe some of you at school to me have been like, Miss Walsh, Miss Walsh, Miss Walsh, Miss Walsh, Miss Walsh, Miss Walsh, Miss Walsh. Okay, that's kind of like pestering. Yes, Saul.
Every time that I'm in my room and my baby brother's with me and he messes up something, I'm like, get out of my room now. Stop pestering me.
Yeah, good use of the word. So I would maybe draw a little picture of your baby brother in your room. Pestering you. All right. So pestering is annoying or bothering. Does anyone think they know the next word? Vicente, what do you think? The Y is pronounced like an I. H.
Heights. Histolistics.
Close. Hysterics. Now,
Oh.
have any of you ever thrown a temper tantrum? Hysterics. What do you think, Michaela?
I'm actually doing like annoying.
Oh, what's that? For pestering?
My brother thinks I'm annoying.
Yeah. Oh, my sweet girl. So sometimes your brother might feel pestered. He might feel a little bit like you're pestering him, my little love. My siblings think I pestered them for most of my life. Yeah, so hysterics, if you've ever thrown a monster temper tantrum, you have maybe gone, yes, Darwin, a little bit crazy. Okay, so I scared my cat. Lucy was sleeping and then she got scared. So sometimes if you laugh hysterically, like you might start to cry because you're laughing so hard. But a lot of times, like it might be if you throw a big temper tantrum, you would go into hysterics. You're crying, you're wailing about. And in chapter 7, Wilbur goes into hysterics. He has an extremely emotional reaction. Scarlett, are you starting to write some of this down, kiddo? He's having an extreme emotional reaction when he hears the bad news. Okay. So an extreme emotional reaction. Have any of you maybe seen your little brother or little sister go into hysterics? You can go into give a connection signal. Like I've seen Molly and Nora go into hysterics. Okay. I'm the youngest too. Or maybe you yourself have gone into hysterics from time to time.
I have seen him being disturbing.
You've seen him being disturbing.
Every day he's so disturbing.
he goes into, maybe he throws a temper tantrum. He goes into hysterics. I'm not sure who I called on because it's like kind of cutting me off, but I unmuted somebody. It's not letting me see. I think it's Brooklyn. Okay. What's up, Brooklyn?
So last night, this has something to do with the word. I don't know, but it's something like it. And Noah kept on laughing every time I told him something.
Yeah, so a lot of times you might say he laughed hysterically. He had an extreme emotional reaction, and it can be in a good way. Like if you think something is absolutely hilarious, you might laugh hysterically. Or it could be like this little girl who's like super upset, and so she's going into hysterics. She's throwing a temper tantrum. Yes, Vicente.
I wanted to tell you something about the one pastelling.
Pestering.
Yeah.
Pestering.
Mabel?
Say it again.
Pestering. Pestering.
Yes.
So when I was kind of young, like 6 or 7, my brother used to always call me annoying names and bother me so many times. Even when I was a baby, he pulled my hair.
Oh, so your brother pestered you a lot. He
Yeah,
bothered
many
you.
times.
Yeah, so sometimes, so my little Lucy, I love this little cat. I love my little animal. But yes, she pesters me in the middle of the night. When she comes and she taps her paw on my nose until I get up at 4 a.m. and feed her. So there's that. All right. Now, this next word would be a hard one to pronounce, but does anyone think they know it? No? Okay. This next one, if you've ever gone to the dentist and you've maybe had a filling and the doctor gives you a shot in your cheek so you don't feel the pain, or if you've ever gotten the shot or the doctor has given you something so that you don't feel pain. That is what's called an anesthetic. Can you say that aloud to yourself? An anesthetic. And actually it's spelled with an A, not an E. So why is it spelled wrong? I have to add an S. There we go. It's still spelled wrong. What is going on? There's an E. Miss Walsh, what's happening? Okay, I'm not sure, but I don't want to look it up right now. It's possible that this is actually still wrong, but the word is anesthetic, and it's a medicine that's used to lessen pain, okay? So like when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, they put this mask on my face, and it took away the pain. Or these pills would be an anesthetic, or shots in your mouth when you go to the dentist would be an anesthetic. A medicine that's used like numbing. Yes, it could. An anesthetic can numb you. Yes, Saul.
I used when I used to get one day I got one of those like a shot in my mouth
You got an anesthetic in your mouth?
and I didn't even feel it.
Yeah, so an anesthetic is a medicine that's used to lessen pain. Like the dentist gives you an anesthetic so that you don't feel her drilling or him drilling into your mouth. Ugh, I don't like the dentist. I appreciate the dentist, but I do not like the dentist. I appreciate them. They've saved my mouth. They've saved my teeth. I'm very grateful for them. I do not have fun. Yes, Scarlett.
On the other word, when my brother was a toddler, he just break into to that and just cry.
Hysterics. Can you say the word hysterics?
If he didn't get something that he wanted.
Oh, can you say the word hysterics? Say it one more time.
Hysterics.
Yeah, your brother might go into hysterics if he didn't get something that he wanted. All right. Now, does anyone think they know how to pronounce the next word? What do you think, Mars?
I think it's called sensible.
Sensible. Sensible. So sensible, no, not realistic. Sensible is something that is useful. Do you see how the word sense, like insensible, it kind of sounds like make sense? Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So it's sensible that if you're going to go outside that you should wear sunscreen so you do not get sunburn. It's sensible that if you're going to go hiking, you should wear good tennis shoes or good hiking boots because it makes sense. It's sensible. If you're trying to be healthy or lose weight or stay fit, eating salad might be the more sensible food choice than a big, delicious hamburger. Okay. So these are not sensible. Soccer shoes with a high heel, that's not sensible. That doesn't make any sense. Wearing sandals and shorts when it's snowing outside and freezing cold temperatures, this is not sensible. It does not make sense, okay? So if you are doing something sensible, you're doing something that like if you're trying to, you're trying to do so. Yes, Darwin, go ahead. You're doing something that makes sense, okay? You're making a good choice if you're doing something sensible. Michaela, did you already draw the definition or draw a picture and write the word? Okay. So our last vocabulary word for the day kind of goes something like this. Does anyone think they know how to pronounce that next word? Saul, what do you think?
Plucking.
Plucking. So you can show me what it would be to pluck. So if I, like what I do, you might see maybe your mom or your sister or another family member plucking eyebrows sometimes, like if they use a little tool and they pluck out the hairs from eyebrows. So if you're plucking, it means that you're removing something quickly. So for example, has anyone ever plucked petals from a flower? Or these birds might be plucking their feathers. They might be removing their feathers quickly. Or I pluck my eyelashes, or not my eyelashes, my eyebrows, meaning I use this little tool and I pluck the hairs very quickly. So plucking means to remove quickly. It sounds like your sister Darwin wants to use you for a hair salon. Just from what you've told me. All right, kiddos. So again, plucking. Has anyone ever seen plucking before? You might pull something quickly, or it's like, oh, Miss Walsh is sometimes getting a couple of gray hairs. So sometimes I'll pluck the gray hairs. I'll remove them quickly. Okay. All right, kiddos. Yes, Michaela.
My mom told me to pick her gray hair.
So you've plucked gray hairs from your mom's head before. Pluck. Yep. Yes, Scarlett.
I've had this white hair in my hair ever since I was a baby, and I plucked it out when I plucked it.
You plucked it. All right, kiddos. So we're going to pause with the vocab words, but before we read a book, let's go ahead and review answers for chapter 6. So let's go ahead. What happened when the goose eggs hatched? What happened to the 8th egg? Does anyone, what happened to the 8th egg? Aaliyah, what happened to the 8th egg?
Templeton has it.
Templeton took the 8th egg, but why was he allowed to take that 8th egg? Why was he allowed to take it, Benny?
Because because the goose didn't even want it because it didn't hatch with the others.
Yeah, so what's that type of egg called when it doesn't hatch? It's called a
I forgot.
Mars.
A dud?
A dud. Yeah. Good, Jaylene. I see that too. So when it says what happened when the goose egg hatched, that should be that the egg was a dud. The egg didn't hatch. And then Templeton took that 8th egg. And again, why don't the other animals like Templeton? Oh, I'm still recording, aren't I? Yep, I still am.